Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of whatever we're calling the Munib Nawaz show for the time being. The whole idea is that I get to learn in these conversations and I get to meet these people who are supremely awesome. And especially this little young chap who I met randomly and I was like, yeah, bro, tera kuch scene hai. And then our friendship became deeper and deeper. And I went on his podcast, which he's just explained to me is not a podcast, it's a show. Shahveer, thank you so much for being on the show. And
Thank
so
you
glad
so
to
much.
finally have you here, man.
Oh no, absolutely. This is completely my honor. I love chilling with you. I love seeing you because whenever I do that, there's so much that I take away from you. Like genuinely speaking, like behind the scenes, ye mere feelings hai aapke bare mein ke, you know, you motivate me and inspire me.
Thanks, man. Wow, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was it.
You know, also, I must say that this particular thing that is happening is one of the biggest sort of propellants was this chap. When I said, "Yaar, maine ye karna," he's like, "Aap kare na, mujhe bataye. I will come set up, help you, do whatever that needs to be done."
I didn't do. I apologize, but also you didn't tell me.
No. But the fact that you said it kind of was the propellant that I think I needed at that time.
Absolutely.
Because उससे पहले मुझे नहीं पता था कि podcast होता क्या है. मतलब I've heard of podcasts. I wanted to do podcasts, but everybody I spoke to said कि do those. If you want to have numbers on YouTube, then नानी अम्मी के पास जाके पटाखा फाड़ दो, बुढ़ी अम्मा के पास जाके कोई कोई चीज
फोन ideas दे रहे हैं मुझे.
Yeah, I will tell you about those people. You know those people.
Am I friends with them?
Yes. So yeah, say words like fuck, say words like L, say words like P, and that's the only way. Pakistani qawm jo hai na, humne ye karna hai. I'm like, yaar,
I'm not very sure about that because I feel like at the end of the day, what sells is anything that people find entertaining. Some people may find those terms and those kind of
I love those people
expression funny, but a lot of people find wisdom entertaining. A lot of people find different things that that they want to feed off of. In your case, the reason why I wanted you to jump onto podcast, like when we spoke about this last, is because you have so much wisdom that because whenever you see me or whenever we speak on the phone, you're always uplifting and motivating, and it's really good for other people to be and to know that.
It's about your journey because I keep telling people whenever I meet them and I say कि जो भी बंदा कहीं पे पहुंचा होता है ना वो किसी वजह से होता है. You cannot just because you did not see the journey, you did not see the struggle does not mean. मेरे अपने दोस्त शुरू में कहते थे यार शाहवीर आपके टाइप मतलब ये वो and because people see the made it, not the making it. So because you and I have spoken about some of your moments of journey that has been pivotal in making Shahveer Jafry the brand, the person that he is. So I want you to take that journey in retrospect कि यार वो हुआ क्या था. Like अभी हम लोग नीचे भी जो बात कर रहे थे, everything is always falling into place.
Yeah.
You just have to be a part of it and not say मैंने किया है. Sometimes मतलब मेरा ये zone है. You were working in a burger chain, you were mopping floors, you were doing the whole 9 yards of the grind. वो बहुत सारी audience को अभी भी नहीं पता, even though you must have explained it like 100 odd times at various stages. But I thought we might as well.
Yeah, I've actually spoken very little about that. I think I've spoken with you and maybe a couple of other people. I don't know if I have spoken about these kind of things publicly, maybe once on an interview, but these things I just don't speak about that much because honestly they don't come up that much. मुझे याद है कि मुझे काफी ज़्यादा universities at one point they started calling me for these talks, and for some reason I'm always scared to talk about it because I feel like that I haven't made it yet. When you like I want to speak about these stories when I'm about like 50 or something, तब जाके मेरे अंदर होगा कि हाँ यार good यार सब कुछ किया जिंदगी में अब पहुंच गए यहाँ पे. The thing is I'm still a part of that journey that I very much was a part of like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. But, on your request, obviously, thank you so much for honoring me on the show. And thank you so much for letting me speak about this. Yeah, man, I've done everything. I've done from Uber. I've worked in Walmart for 5 years. I worked in a pizza store. I've mopped floors. I have cleaned washrooms. I have done gardening. The first job that I took, I was 14, turning 15. Like I took that job off of Kijiji. Basically Canada में एक जिस तरह की यहाँ पे OLX होती है, वैसे वहाँ पे एक community based service website है, Kijiji के नाम से. वहाँ पे एक job opening आई थी जिसके अंदर था कि आप आके हमारा gardening में help कर दें. So I went there. It turns out that they were looking to make their backyard. वो अपना backyard लोग ना Canada के अंदर they make it solid with like these big ass concrete pieces. तो वो जो उनके concrete pieces थे ना वो front yard में पड़े हुए थे. Now front yard to backyard was, you know, a walk. When the guy saw me, he was like a white dude, very sweet guy. He said, hey kiddo, you sure you can pick these up? I said, of course I can pick these up. What do you mean? Because like the only thing I was seeing was $10 an hour.
Yeah.
और मुझे था कि यहाँ 8 घंटे लगेंगे, $80 मेरे बनेंगे. I had never seen $80 in my life. Like these were the times when, you know, we weren't doing very well, like as a family. And I remember one time, हम लोग dollar store गए, and I have never spoken about this because I just never have spoken about this, but I'm telling you guys. We went to the dollar store, and this is kind of what changed my life. We went to the dollar store, and क्योंकि हमारी family इतनी well-to-do नहीं थी, कुछ problems आ रहे थे, तो हम लोग dollar store जाके shopping किया करते थे कनाडा में, घर की household things खरीदने के लिए. तो I thought of this idea कि मैं एक छोटा सा piggy bank ले लेता हूँ, उसके अंदर सिक्के collect करके ना I'm gonna surprise Papa one day कि, you know, I got this extra money. So I put that piggy bank चोरी से ना मैंने कार्ट में डाल दिया. तो जब हम लोग चेकआउट पे गए तो I remember my dad telling me कि यार ये फजूल खर्ची है, इसको निकाल दो. That broke my heart. मैंने कहा यार हमारे पे $1 भी नहीं है, क्योंकि वो डॉलर का था, उससे सस्ती कोई चीज हो नहीं सकती थी. I was like shit, like this needs to change. That day was the day for the first time I realized the value of money, and that day was also the first day when I made a decision for the rest of my life. No matter what, I'm never gonna ask anybody for money ever.
And was also that day the day you decided that I'm never gonna feel broke again?
Yeah. Well, because that wasn't successful for a very long time.
But the thing is, you make that decision that day. Yeah. You don't get to the result that day. And I think that's what this whole journey, the whole concept of journey is. You decide, and then a few years down the line, you sit back and you're like, I'm still on the journey. Even though you've come like from 0 to 65, all you're saying is 100 पे जाके journey पूरी होगी, 100 पे जाके आपकी journey जो है वो 500 target हो चुका होता है.
Yeah.
So you know that whole thing that you were saying, 50 पे जाके ये बातें करेंगे, नहीं, this is what you need to recognize. I feel, and everybody needs to recognize, wherever you are, hayya जो अभी हम बात कर रहे थे, this is where you are, right? And the sooner you start accepting and being grateful for where you are, the further your vision grows, and the more accepting you become today, and then you never feel broke. Even just because you decided that you don't want to feel broke, it's a decision. Sometimes the bank account does not say that to either of us, but you don't right now feel broke, do you? And neither does your family, for that matter.
Alhamdulillah.
So that piggy bank was not what you needed. You needed that decision, and that's...
Yeah, perhaps that was just a lesson Alamia wanted to present.
Everything's falling into place, right?
Yeah.
Everything, whatever's not falling is also falling into its own place.
Yeah, very true.
So what all did growing up teach you? Because there was एक जो thought process होता है, जो तरबियत होती है, वो तो घर से ही मिलती है कि यार, why did you not want to be broke? Like, was that a bad thing for you? I'm getting slightly personal. You can stop me if you want. But Was there like a problem in the household in terms of like the mindset? Was there depression? Was there mental health issues that you felt that your parents had between themselves? क्या हो रहा था? What?
No, nothing like that. I just feel with the money situation that I was speaking about, I think everybody should have enough to get by.
Yeah.
The problem was we didn't have enough to get by. So getting to the stage of having enough to get by was what I was
referring to,
what I was trying to achieve at that time.
Okay.
यही इसी तरह के बहुत सारे मेरी जिंदगी में छोटे lessons हैं जिन्होंने मुझे value of money and value of hard work सिखाया. I very famously say this to all my friends who, you know, could take any sort of inspiration from me. From the age of 14, there's not a single day I have not worked. Not a single day I've not worked.
Nice.
I have taken jobs that I knew were below me, but I wanted to work those extra hours and make sure that I should have a better future rather than not working and relaxing in a bedroom, and that just leads to depression. I feel like everybody should just work as much as they possibly can when they can. Yeah. I feel like also a lot of people have this mindset against the working class कि अगर आप जॉनी एंड जुगनू में काम कर रहे हो तो यानी कि यहाँ पे भी ना हमारा कल्चर कुछ चीजों से हमें रोकता है. वो ये है कि कोई बड़े घर का जो बच्चा है ना वो कभी भी काम नहीं करेगा.
वो फसाद बना लेंगे बट वो काम नहीं करेंगे.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly what I was going towards now. You know, you start working and doing these odd jobs. ठीक है, you might have needed to do it for your own self, but a lot of kids who are currently Lahore, Karachi, Islamabad type के जो boys एक भी sector के हैं हमारे SEC के, they find it demeaning to work, and they also find it condescending almost, and they make fun of people. I've been working since I was 15, 16, I don't remember, but it's been a while. So
hence the connection.
Yeah. So the thing is कि काम करने से कोई भी job छोटी बड़ी नहीं होती. What I'm trying to ask you is कि ये जो बच्चे अभी काम नहीं कर रहे या how can we inspire? Do you think this can help the society at large, especially the students who are now studying in their senior schools? तो उनको काम साथ करना चाहिए पाकिस्तान में, find a job and do it?
Absolutely. You know how मैं एक आपकी attention में चीज लेकर आता हूँ and it's going to make complete sense to you. कनाडा के अंदर जो ओवरसीज पाकिस्तानीज और ओवरसीज इंडियंस एजुकेशन लेने आते हैं, they're usually from well-to-do houses because you cannot afford education in Canada otherwise.
Okay.
अगर आप पाकिस्तानी हैं और आप स्टूडेंट वीजा लेके कनाडा में पढ़ने जा रहे हैं, the cost of education is going to be 3 to 4 times more than the regular resident in Canada.
Yeah.
So it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars over the span of 4 years.
Yeah.
There's no way your family can support you. Even the best of the best people or people who have a lot of money cannot support you like that. So what ends up happening is that all of these students start looking for jobs.
Okay.
And they do find jobs. And they do work.
Yeah.
And they kill that mindset, जो mindset वो बचपन से लेकर बड़े हो रहे थे कि हमने काम नहीं करना, हम बड़े होके पापा का बिजनेस संभालेंगे. वो mindset फिर वो वहां जाके खत्म करते हैं. And then they see the change in their lives. And I feel like it's at the end of the day, it's about the mindset. यहाँ पे उन लोगों को हसरत की नजर से देखा जाता है, जो कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप इमेजिन करें कि आप लम्स में पढ़ रहे हो और आप जॉनी एंड जुगनी में काम कर रहे हो. Those two things are kind of like not, you can't put them together.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't make sense अगर आप सोचे इसके बारे में.
Okay.
यहाँ पे.
Yeah.
लेकिन अगर आप कनाडा में है, इंग्लैंड में है या अमेरिका में है, working in a Burger King and studying in one of the best universities in the world makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Because they don't look down upon the job.
Yeah, they don't.
Or the working
and because
class.
they probably have a purpose, right? So that's one side sorted. Now tell me, are you in the process of, or have you figured out what is your why? What is your purpose of why you don't want to be broke? I know you don't want to be broke, but what's the reason behind it? What's the emotional connect? छोड़ दे वो यार.
हो गया. Sorry.
Yeah. So the purpose, like, because that's what drives people, right?
Yeah.
It's when things are down, you always just keep looking at the why. What's your why?
Dude, my why is to just not be where I was when I was 15, 16.
Okay.
Quite honestly, like there's no better way to put it, and there's like I don't have anything super motivational or inspirational to say here. I wish I had.
Okay.
I don't have a greater purpose, so to speak, in terms of making money. It's just that I want to be comfortable in my life.
Okay.
That is it. And I want to provide for my family. So much so that they can get by. Again,
Yeah.
the great get by.
Yeah.
Right? I just want to make sure that I provide enough for my family that, they get by.
Okay.
Apart from that, there's this very interesting debate that I was having with some friends of my wife the other day. I was speaking about this, and some people thought I had gone out of my mind. And actually, I would love to hear it.
This is my zone.
This is
out of mind is where I come in. Yeah.
मैं ये डिबेट कर रहा था कि मैंने अपनी वाइफ को कहा कि inshallah when we have children, up till the age of 18, I'll provide for them. I'll secure their investments up till a certain age.
Yeah.
After a certain age, I want them to do them.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave if I have, let's say, millions of dollars. I don't want to leave millions of dollars to my children.
Okay.
Because I believe that is the recipe
For disaster.
for disaster.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting conversation that I had with Mr. Jam Kamal, who was the ex-chief minister of Balochistan. He said, I was asking him one-to-one, I'm like, sir, what do you think is the problem of Pakistan? He said, Shahveer, the problem of Pakistan is कि यहाँ पे ना हम लोग अपने बच्चों को खिला खिला के बिगाड़ देते हैं. यहाँ पे घर में कमाने वाला एक है और खाने वाले 8 हैं, और वो 8 जिंदगी में कभी काम करना नहीं सीखते, क्योंकि उनके वहमो गुमान में भी नहीं आता कि हमने कभी काम करना भी है. और जब उनको काम करने की जरूरत पड़ती है तो बाप 80 का होता है और बच्चे 40 के होते हैं. He said this to me and I was like, holy shit, this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So what are your 2 cents on this?
This is the generational wealth procurement. सबसे पहले is the fault, because हम सबसे पहले वो बाप का भी ये fault है ना कि वो generational wealth जमा करने की भी कोशिश कर रहा है.
हाँ.
फिर उसकी दूसरी सवाल ये आते हैं कि मैंने अब उसको देने हैं या नहीं देने.
हाँ.
ठीक है, जब होंगे और आप नहीं दोगे तो भी बुरी चीज है. ठीक है. So hence the concept of enough comes into play, right? How much is enough? Like, a lot of us, we work without having a goal. We work for a thing, but we don't know what that thing is. We never know what our enough is. And I think it's very important for everybody to define what our enough is. To get by क्या है कि कुछ लोगों के लिए Mercedes भी get by नहीं है, कुछ लोगों के लिए वैगन आर गेट बाय है, कुछ लोगों के लिए करीम गेट बाय है, कुछ लोगों के लिए बाइक गेट बाय है, कुछ लोगों के लिए जिंदा रहना गेट बाय है, कुछ लोगों के पास टांगे नहीं है तो उनके लिए चलना गेट बाय है. So you have to define your own get by. So unless you have your own get by,
That's so fucking true. That's crazy. मेरे तो रोंगटे खड़े होना शुरू हो गए हैं. So चलने वाली बात आपने कर दी है.
So चक्कर ये कि देखो, the point is,
it's about perspective.
It's about your own self.
Shit, yeah.
We are always trying to compare कि यार अच्छा जेफ बेजोस के पास तो इतने पैसे हैं, मेरे पास तो कम है. ठीक है, अच्छा तो फिर जेफ बेजोस क्यों लगा हुआ है? जेफ बेजोस अपने पैसे तो नहीं बैठ के काउंट करा ना, या वो टेस्ला वाले भाई जो है अपने Elon जो
great Elon Musk.
Kaddu the great.
Wait, what? Wait, oh, you don't like him?
No, there's nothing. I don't dislike anybody. I just don't see that as my comparison point. It's not the same journey. I can't beat him. He can't be me. Ask him about me. He'll know what? Why? He wouldn't have an answer about me. So why would I need to have an answer about Elon Musk, right?
Oh, okay.
Simple.
It's like, you don't know me, I don't know you.
Simple.
Shut up.
I've heard of him. I don't know the kind of person he is. I don't need
I wish I could say that to Shah Rukh Khan. Yo, do you know me? No, I don't know you.
I do know you, but you really don't know him. You really don't. You just know of him.
I know of him, yeah.
You know whatever his PR has provided you with.
That's true.
And your own interpretations of that. You don't know him.
Yeah.
Like you've never probably yet sat down with him, which inshallah you will, and had a chat with him. I'll call him over. You can have a chit chat.
Oh, thank you. Would you do that? If you ever bring Shah Rukh Khan on, please have me. I'll do the camera work. I promise.
Done.
मैं mic shake set करने में एकदम माहिर हो गया हूँ.
Best.
So I will do that for you.
So no, the thing is कि eventually you have to understand that you are not here to compare yourself with others. You know, there was the pharaohs who had more money. Then the Elon Musks who have money. Then there are people, like I said, who just want to get by and eat tonight's meal.
Yeah.
And there's so many of them. So whatever journey you're on, you have to define your own enough. So if your wife says, no, you must leave the money for the kids, then you have to decide that. And for me, I do believe that you have to inculcate values in yourself so that they can see the values. You don't have to tell them the values. The kids and everyone, people will see you for the example you set, not the voices that you have raised. If you know, people who raise placards and stand outside Liberty and say कि यार जी मेरी ये जिंदगी के असूल हैं और घर जाके वो चोरियां कर रहा हो या इधर जाके वो किसी को मार रहा हो, वो डकैतियां कर रहा हो, तो that's obviously you know, people who stand for justice and then do that. That's the people are going to see you for who you are, especially your gharwalas. You know, they will see you for who you truly are.
Yeah.
And not what your results are. They will see you for who you are.
That's very true.
So that's, but acha, agla sawal ye hai. I've heard you talk about wanting to make films and creating a narrative in Pakistan, talking about what Pakistan can offer and must offer. There's so much youth that is looking for direction. There's so much youth that is probably confused right now, because I was at some conference the other day and I met, I think, about 60 girls. 56 of them, because I did a raise of hand in KG, who is confused and who's not confused. 56 went on this side on confusion, and 4 were confused whether they're not confused or not are confused. So that's the division, and this is between the ages of, you know,
confused
60.
about what exactly film
In life in general.
Achha, okay.
Because, you know, they don't know what to do.
Right.
Are you also seeing, and this is a personal question, are you seeing the future of Pakistan as questionable, or are you seeing the potential?
Future of Pakistan as a country, or future of Pakistan as a
country,
filmmaking nation?
No, as a country, like right now, because if I was 20, I saw a lot of potential in Pakistan. I am now 40. You are in your 20s. What do you see it as?
Yeah, so Munib bhai, the reason why I moved back from Canada in the first place was because I saw potential.
Yes.
I have faith, I have belief, I want to be here. I wanted to come here because of multiple reasons. Number one,
You were getting money from it.
No, honestly, I if I still do the math, I was far better off in Canada.
Okay.
Far better. My friends keep telling me that, they keep reminding me of that. Obviously, यहाँ पे अगर आप ads वगैरह करें तो, you know, you can balance it out, but better in Canada. Financially speaking, better in Canada. But I wanted to come to Pakistan because I saw myself growing with the Pakistani film industry. Or what do I mean by that? I have said this a lot of times, and I'll say it again, that I believe that a film industry for a country is its language that it uses to communicate with the rest of the world.
Yes.
I feel like Pakistan does not have that language, or I feel like Pakistan, यानी कि अगर है भी तो वो इतनी strong नहीं है. We're not shouting loud enough.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to make noise, and in order to do that, we need to work really hard and make sure that we have a film industry that is strong. Not only strong, but explores all of these different topics that our culture is made of. And I feel like there's so much potential and there's so much history, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
But we just don't do it because there's no motivation. I feel like everybody is just so depressed over here about different things, and rightfully so maybe. हमें नहीं पता लोगों के घर के हालात क्या हैं, but right now we are not focused. Is all I saw in the last 3 years of me being in Pakistan.
But what is your take? Are you seeing the future as a potential future for great things? Yeah, do you think, bro? Because बहुत सारे लोग, like you're saying, are depressed, and a lot of them are planning on their exit strategies right now.
I know that.
Are you also thinking?
Look, if I'm being completely honest,
that's the lowest.
I have thought of it multiple times.
Okay.
I have discussed this, and don't stop swearing at me in the comments. It's not just me. Trust me. Everybody I know.
The ones who are swearing
Everybody
probably have been thinking, अच्छा Portugal में इतने पैसे
नहीं Portugal तो बहुत दूर की बात है. Dubai. Everybody
दुबई में
wants to go
आपको
to Dubai.
रेजिडेंशियल्स नहीं मिल सकते ना. You can't.
सब हो जाता है. मुनीब भाई सब हो जाता है.
अच्छा, you got hookups, call me.
Yeah. Everything. Just to talk to a couple of people, you'll get it. That's not a problem. What I was getting towards is obviously जब uncertainty होती है ना कहीं पे भी तो इंसान सबसे पहले अपनी family की security देखता है.
बिल्कुल.
और uncertainty on the level of uncertainty जो अब पाकिस्तान में हो रही है obviously इंसान security के लिए देखता है, explore करता है options. लेकिन अगर if I'm being 100% honest, अगर मैं दिल से बात करूं तो वो ये है कि I believe कि अगर if we get the right representation in terms of the political scenario, Pakistan can be fixed.
Yeah.
I personally believe that, and I'm a huge proponent of Mr. Khan. I'm a fan, and maybe not the biggest fan of politics in general, but I know the champion that he is, and I know I know कि आप लोगों की ना नियत पे इन्वेस्ट करते हो. मेरा पर्सनल बिलीफ ये है.
What a good thing to say. What a good thing to say.
You have to invest
in the niyat.
Invest
in intentions.
There you go. That's it. बाकी कामयाबी नाकामयाबी, as he famously says in every jalsa, कि वो अल्लाह के हाथ में है, वो छोड़ दो. जो चीज आपको नजर आ रही है सिर्फ आप उस पे इन्वेस्ट करो. So I believe in his intentions, and that is not just me. It's 99% of the people that look like me, feel like me, my age. हर बंदा इसी तरह सोचता है. तो I do believe in Pakistan if we get the right representation. If not, then I don't think. Have you
given yourself a timeline for this? If
a year.
A year from now.
Saal.
One of the things that I think it's very important for all the younger people to kind of hear from you, from the young people like you, because the mental health thing is such an important conversation now. The anxiety, the depressions, and the people that are going through, college mein, school mein bachche hote hain, they're going through some really severe mental depression and traumas that they don't even understand are traumas. Since you grew up in a family that needed to get by, and you have learned to get by now, and they've been, obviously you and I have spoken at times when they've been dips and things haven't gone as planned. How do you take that time when nobody else is around? What do you do then? Do you have like a mechanism of coping? Do you go in your shell? How do you go back up?
So there's this another philosophy that I have. And a lot of people don't agree with me on this one. So I wouldn't be surprised if you debunk it. I believe कि जो भी आपकी weaknesses होती है ना, या आपकी sorrows होती हैं, sorrows, वो आपकी होती हैं और वो आपसे कोई share नहीं कर सकता. I personally believe that. So recently my grandmother passed away, and the one thing that I wanted was to be left alone, to not have anybody around me, because I just feel like it's a big show when everybody is around and you have to act a certain way. I just wanted to be myself. I wasn't really crying out loud, but I just, because I had a responsibility to fulfill at the time. My mom was there, my khalas were there, my family was there, my cousins were there, and everybody who loved that woman, my grandmother, everybody was there for her. So I had a lot of responsibility at the time, because my dad wasn't here. He was in Canada at the time. मैं समझने घर का सबसे बड़ा था उस वक्त, and I had to step up, and I realized that I couldn't be myself, and I realized everybody was hugging me and everybody was, trying to share the pain away, but I don't think there's any such thing as that. I believe that they could take away that pain for that moment, but as soon as they leave, it's going to come back with the same intensity. And it's going to take its toll on you, and it's still going to take a time. It's still going to take that X amount of days, depending on how deeply you're hurt, for you to fully recover out of that.
No, but the question is, how do you,
I just go in my shell.
Loss of somebody, but then, that's a part of life. You learn to accept it. But
Yeah.
what happens in terms of like, when business plans don't go according to plan and you're not getting the right sort of, now I see, mashallah, the brands are following you and they're like asking you for commercials and this and that have started happening. But, a couple of years ago when we met, before you started Style Me Up, you were talking about, needing alternative sources of income. And I was like, yes, you must. I will help you do this. You must do this. And you did it. But, obviously, I'm assuming the sales weren't like $1 bajillion on the first day. So, and expectations और reality को जब आप match नहीं करते, तो आपको थोड़ा सा depression होता है, थोड़ा सा issues होते हैं अपने साथ. How do you cope with that? Do you feel anxiety? Do you feel depression?
Of course.
Then what do you do?
Of course. Crazy. I feel like ये जो social media का world है, ये overall, like you have to go through a certain things to be on the other side, honestly. Lately, what I've been doing, I can tell you, I never had a strategy for something like that. And I didn't know what was happening to me in the first place. I could, go on not smiling for days and not knowing what the fuck was wrong with me.
Yeah.
Now I do. Now I know what happens and how it happens. Honestly, my regime, I'll tell you my regime. I wake up every single day in the morning, thankfully. For the first 15 minutes, I stretch. The next 15 minutes, I meditate. And I feel like whenever I have depression, whenever I have anxiety, which is often, mental health is so important and nobody cares about it. But I meditate. I sit down. एक और भी problem है. वो problem ये थी कि in the good old days in 2019 when I was daily vlogging, I had built this cult following.
Yeah.
This following who would follow me around everywhere I would go.
Yeah.
Literally hundreds of people outside my house.
Yeah.
These people would make you feel so important.
Yeah.
And by the way, people love you so much that you feel like you can do nothing wrong. And you feel like nothing is invincible.
That's very important.
And then life hits you and then you go like, holy shit, I'm nothing, I'm nobody. But in those moments when you start getting this stupid complex, okay, you are the shit, I feel like people start going crazy from that point on. So when this was happening to me, I mentioned that friend of mine, Anik Bhai, to you, right?
Yeah.
And I spoke about कि वो मुझे आके meditate कराते थे. So the reason why I wanted that is because I started feeling कि यार मेरे अंदर मुझे लग रहा है कि मैं थोड़ा सा पागल हो रहा हूँ. तो मैंने उनको बुलाया, मैंने उनको कहा कि अनीक भाई मुझे थोड़ा सा फिक्स कर दें. मेरे साथ ना ये प्रॉब्लम्स हो रही हैं कि मुझे ना अजीब फीलिंग्स आना शुरू हो गई हैं. लोग बहुत ज़्यादा प्यार कर रहे हैं. I called for a show up in the mall and the whole mall is blocked. Literally,
I saw that thing. Yeah.
Not only that, I was on the roads and I was stuck outside in the traffic for an hour. Literally, like I'm not joking.
Yes.
At one point, people were crazy. They just wanted. मुझे याद है the first time I came to Pakistan in 2019, I got scratches all over my body because I was walking through a crowd and there was and they were trying to hold me. Like I didn't understand all of that. मेरे लिए ये बिल्कुल brand new था क्योंकि कनाडा में तो कोई जानता ही नहीं है ना. कनाडा में तो मैं ऊबर चला रहा था. Literally मैं मजाक नहीं कर रहा. From Uber to meet and greet in Lahore and crazy. तो मैंने कहा कि यार मैं तो पागल हो जाऊंगा इस तरह. तो मैंने बुलाया अपने दोस्त को. मैंने कहा कि यार मुझे meditate कराओ, मुझे सही करो. I'm actually going out of my mind. He said, what's wrong? And I said, yaar, I feel more important than I really should. And fix me, make me human, make me normal, make me humanize my feelings. Right now, I don't feel happy anymore. Mera dopamine level off the roof rehta tha jab hota, lekin that's why all of these celebrities and all of these big people that the people who go crazy and face depression, Robin Williams, as we famously know, drug addict, and so many people start doing drugs. I never wanted to go that route. So I just looked within and I tried to fix myself. And thank you so much to all my friends who have helped me, be on the good side now. And alhamdulillah, I am.
So ये भी एक बड़ा मजेदार drug conversation होती है कि that thing that hits fame.
Yeah.
And the first sort of flavor of it and the smell of it and the craziness of it and the fame, the money, the women, the girls, the people, the love. The love.
The mic.
The mic drop, literally.
Yeah.
उसको dealing with that
Yeah.
and then accepting that, this is not real.
Yeah.
What I'm assuming this kind of goes back to your original tarbiyat in the household. Okay, you need to do things your own way for yourself because nobody else is going to come fix you. So what was it like growing up within a family that was teaching you those things without kind of teaching you those things? How were you picking up on those? Because I think teaching se zyada zaruri learning hoti hai.
Yeah.
So if you're ready, you learn.
Yeah.
How did you learn that and when did you learn that? If you were to look back at your choti si zindagi so far.
I think my mom has been a great inspiration of how to be a good human being. Like I can't think of anybody who has a bigger heart than mama. Like I feel like I picked up a lot of that in a lot of cases, and I've seen what selflessness really means. And I'd like to think I'm like her, but probably not. But I think she has been a great inspiration for me in terms of picking up the good behaviorness, and in terms of picking up. And I feel like I've always had great friends, Munib, if I'm being completely honest with you. I feel like more than your parents, your society is directly a result of what kind of a human being you'll turn out to be.
Okay.
I honestly believe that. I feel like agar aapke friends, aapka friend circle agar acha ho na, there's a higher chance you'll become a good human being, because there are a lot of good people who have terrible children, and there are a lot of terrible parents with extremely good children. So I feel like it actually results from the society you're brought up in as well.
The sum of 5 people that you surround yourself up, that sort of philosophy, right? Because I definitely believe that, and I think that's why I keep telling people to surround yourself with good people, man. Surround yourself with good people who don't need you to be successful, people who want you to be successful, because nobody needs you to be successful. They will always. और मैं एक चीज में बड़ा strongly और believe करता हूँ, which might come in handy for you. Whoever you are surrounded by, they want you to be where they are. So nobody who's above you in a social standing, in any success level or anything, will ever try to push you down. They'll always try to elevate you. जो आपके ऊपर बैठा हुआ है ना, वो कहेगा यार तू मेरे पास आ जा. आप किसी भी अपने दोस्त से पूछोगे ना जो आपसे ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल होगा, वो कहेगा यार मेरे पास आ जा. ठीक है? और जो आपके लेस सक्सेसफुल दोस्त भी होंगे, वो भी कहेंगे यार मेरे पास आ जा. Right?
Yeah.
So people want you to go closer to them. So whoever is beneath you is always going to try and pull you under because they want you to be closer to them. They may or may not have ill intentions, but that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So the people who are above you will always try to elevate you. The people who are below you will always try to pull you under.
Yeah, so that's very interesting.
And whoever you surround yourself up with is the result of where you're going.
Yeah.
Somebody lower than you, and not a good or bad. I don't judge good or bad. I'm just saying that's what it's going to be.
Yeah. And also a small indication of the type of future you're going to have is based on the friends you have. And just know that if you and your friends discuss people rather than ideas, then there's something horribly wrong.
Yes.
If you somebody said this, I don't know who, but weak minds discuss people.
Yeah.
Stronger minds discuss ideas.
Yeah.
Greater minds discuss ideas. And I feel like you need to surround yourself with friends or people in general who discuss ideas, not people.
Yeah. Achha, one of the hardest things, what has been one of the hardest things that you've ever done? And what did you learn from it type situation?
One of the hardest things that I've ever done.
Yeah.
Honestly?
Yeah. No, lie. Just lie. Okay, fine. I'm not asking you honestly. Might as well say, I picked up a building once and threw it off the planet, and then I went and I picked it up again.
Hardest thing that I've done was move to Pakistan.
Nice. And what did that teach you?
That teaching you still now? That taught me that there's light at the end of the tunnel if you just give it a chance.
Okay.
You should take your chances is what it taught me. On a Friday, I decided to come to Pakistan. I had a house in Canada, cars in Canada, my entire team that I vlogged with every single. Now, this is the time I was a daily vlogger.
Yeah.
The entire team is in Canada. मेरे पता नहीं दिमाग के अंदर क्या घुसा, मैंने कहा पाकिस्तान जाना है. Friday, I made a decision to go to Pakistan. Tuesday, I was sitting in Pakistan. Monday, I believe I was sitting in Pakistan.
So I
didn't even have a house over here.
I know, and I speak to a lot of you vloggers, right?
Vloggers.
कि यार इतना cool काम कर रहे होते हो, which is very like, you know, yo, and not my age obviously is not your target audience, but I see a lot of you guys doing a lot of like daily vlogging and doing and from there all of a sudden you stop vlogging and you start making supposedly meaningful content. जो कि कद्दू होता है sometimes, but
Agreed.
but चक्कर ये कि why do you guys, is that a natural evolutionary process or is that a commercial venture? What happens? Because from Usman Khalid Butt from back in the day to you, Zaid, and so many other people who used to make these really funny skits, vlogging, जिसके अंदर funny moments होते थे, to I want to do you know, like a late night show.
Oh, okay, the podcast.
You know, that
You're hitting everything that I've done. You're like,
no, ye bhi. No, I because I loved your content, and I was a big supporter of that stuff, and I used to tell you कि यार वो क्यों नहीं करा तू?
Thank you.
And you used to tell me कि नहीं मुनीब भाई वो ये है वो क्या हुआ था? वो tell me about that for the audience.
Okay, started with these comedy skits.
Yeah.
Came to vlogging. That was a very natural process because I decided that it's about time to make money now from because I needed to support myself. Munib, this was the time when I was at 2 years in of making content, not being paid a single penny, going full-time college, had 2 jobs, school, 2 jobs, and I was making content. So I needed to quit those jobs in order to focus, you know, myself, because my dream was to become a filmmaker. My dream was to become an actor when I grew up. Is to at the time as well. So is now. Thank you. Thank you. So
words manifest, bro. मतलब was हो जाएगा ना तो then that goes.
I agree with you. So उस वक्त एक natural transition vlogging के अंदर इसलिए नजर आई कि vlogging paid you well.
Okay.
Sharing your life with people paid you well. I never wanted to do vlogging के इस सेंस में कि आज मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, आज मैं खाना बनाऊंगा, आज मैं ये करूंगा. Rather, I tried to make it into a show. I tried to do something that was more show-like than कि अच्छा ये मैं और मेरे दोस्त हैं, आज हम लोग ये करने जा रहे हैं. I brought in really fun elements into my vlog, or at least I believe so. जितनी भी उस वक्त मेरे पास अक्ल थी और वो मैंने किया. वो सिर्फ और मुझे था कि यार मैंने अपने आप को सपोर्ट करना है फाइनेंशियली, क्योंकि मुझे एक सेपरेट घर चाहिए था, मुझे अपनी गाड़ी चाहिए थी, मुझे ये चाहिए, एक सर्टेन लाइफस्टाइल जो मैंने बना के रखा हुआ था दिमाग में वो चाहिए था. जब वो अचीव हो गया, जब मुझे नजर आ गया कि यार ये अब है, then I realized vlogging started, rather than it being a passion, it started becoming a need to pay off the bills.
Okay.
And that's when I started hating the idea.
Oh.
I realized that what I started for passion is no more a passion, rather a need for me to survive. A chore. Yeah. Just washing dishes. You don't like it, but if you want to eat food, you gotta wash dishes.
Yeah.
So I realized that no, that's not what I got into it in the first place.
Okay.
I did this because I freaking loved it. I loved filmmaking.
Yeah.
जब मैं पाकिस्तान आया, जब मैंने अब्रार भाई की म्यूजिक वीडियो की for the first time, I saw a big camera for the first time in my life. I saw these big ass lights for the first time. I was like, holy shit, this is so much fun.
Yeah.
We shot for 28 hours straight. Yeah. I was the only guy on the entire set. I was constantly dancing और मेरा रोल उसके अंदर आधे गाने के अंदर था. बाकी सारा महविश है आपका. So everybody on the set at one point was sleeping. I was still dancing because that's my passion. But when I realized कि यार that is taking away my passion. ये मेरा सारा juice suck कर रहा है ये. Like at that point, I just started not liking the idea. Hence the distance from it. And trust me, nobody likes vlogging. जितने भी vloggers होते हैं, they don't enjoy vlogging in the true meaning of enjoying it. Like I don't want to say, but I have really good friends, the top vloggers of Pakistan still now.
तो सारे boys हैं.
they're my boys, they're my jiggeries, right? But when we sit together and they try to come out with strategies of quitting vlogs, and they're like, Shahveer, how did you do this for a year and a half? And I was like, you have no fucking idea, dude. It was painful. At one point, it started getting painful. And they're like, yeah, man, we gotta quit. Do you still make money though? Of course I make money. There are other venues and there are other sources.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, that was the transition from videos, needed money, started vlogging, had money, quit vlogging. Now I try to do meaningful content, or at least not meaningful, I would call it. I'd call it entertaining. I'd call it I just throw out something that is a part of me every here and there. Just getting people engaged so people don't forget me forever. But just enough so that I enjoy it and they enjoy it.
So, ये जो बात अभी आपने की कि people don't forget you, how important is that relevance? Is that something that you still crave? Is that something that is still like a things to do on the list? कि यार, I don't want to become irrelevant. Is that not a fear, but is that something relevance on the cards? कि नहीं यार, this content should keep me relevant.
Yeah. I'm competitive like that. I like to stay inside in mind. I'd like to keep doing me.
That's your brand.
That is my brand. I mean, like, if I don't be me, then I shouldn't be here
No,
anyways.
but being you does not necessarily mean being relevant to Rashid.
Yeah.
You know, but is being relevant to Rashid or somebody else an important thing for you? I'm assuming right now it has to be, because it
is. Munib, the thing is, I don't think being relevant should be a big deal, but the problem is that fame is a drug that you just, once you taste it, you just don't want to go back.
Right? You never do.
Once you have it, you don't know. Like, I don't think I can handle not being known. Like, I think that would be a weird feeling. So I don't even think about it. And that is something that I don't want to go to. Like, I'm not moving towards that. Like, my goal is to become a famous actor in Pakistan, to be the best in Pakistan, right? To be the best over here. So if that is my goal, how can I not be famous?
There we go. Acha, you said meditation, so I'm assuming there's a little bit of that spiritual connect. There's a little bit of, I don't know if that's through religion or that's not through religion, but what is your take on discovery of religion and spirituality in your life so far?
I think spirituality, yes. Religion, yes. I feel like praying is meditation.
It is.
जब आप नमाज पढ़ते हो तो आप रियलाइज करते हो कि हाँ, कहते हैं ना, नमाज पढ़ने से सुकून मिलता है. वो यही है, because you're connecting with a force that you don't truly understand, but you were connecting nonetheless. That I feel like that's meditation to a lot of people, and it's beautiful. And I feel like everybody should pray, meditate, however, whatever brings you peace. Just believing in the inner self and just trying to relax for some time.
Peace.
Every day. Peace.
Yeah.
You talk about it. Actually, you were telling me something. I want to know more about that. That would be interesting.
You can ask me.
I'm
a big believer in all of the good things, and I've studied comparative religion as well. So, but as far as comparative religion, I was going to say you read about different religions. And but the idea is that I'm a practicing Muslim, and I love our religion. I think it is beautiful. I think we've just not understood it well enough yet. I'm trying to take out time every day in which, if you pick up smaller elements, like, अभी जैसे हम अजान के बारे में भी बात कर रहे थे, hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah. This is what is success. Falah is success, and hayya ala salah is the right path, right? So what is this? This is who you are. Who you are, not who you should be, not who you were, not who you could be potentially. This is success. This is the right path. Like, be here now. Just internalize, just relax, just be at ease with yourself. You don't have to think about the future money. You don't have to think about the past money. A lot of times we spend our time, and what science also calls depression is when you live in the past, and anxiety is when you try to foresee a future.
That is not pleasant.
You generally don't create a pleasant future for yourself. You always are thinking, "Hi, कल को पैसे कम हो जाएंगे, तो anxiety. Hi, उस दिन मेरे पास पैसे कम थे." Like that song has now become such an important part of my life.
कौन सा वाला?
Red Hot Chili Peppers song called "Under the Bridge." And it says, "I don't ever want to feel like I did that day.
I don't want to ever feel like.
I don't ever want to feel like I did that day."
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Simple as that.
या फिर और भैया all is well. Oh yes.
Yeah, and all is well. The thing is, and not to be insensitive to a lot of the suffering that is happening in the around the world, but मैं तो अपने बारे में मैंने तो अपना ही वो लेके जाना है, and whatever I can take up as my responsibility, my children, my wife, my family, and you can take up whatever your responsibility is. खान साहब ने कहा कि जी ये मेरा मुल्क मेरी जिम्मेदारी है, ये मेरा नेशन मेरी जिम्मेदारी. So whatever you take up as your responsibility becomes what you're answerable for.
Yeah.
And that's what you work for, right? If you want to make a film, you want to be an actor, you build yourself up to that. You can't think of what other things you are letting go of, right? So अच्छा, एक चीज which is something that I discuss with everybody and try to discuss, especially with you, उसकी relevance थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा इसलिए भी है because you are in the younger lot of people who are going through this understanding of masculinity in a different sort of way, right? हम लोगों ने एक वो सूडो माचोइज्म के बारे में सीखा था कि जी अगर ये नहीं होगा ना तो आप माचो मैन नहीं है, आप मैन इनफ नहीं है.
यानी पिटाई ही ना होगी घर में,
पिटाई करोगे नहीं या होगी नहीं, and then you know that ओए तेरी वो और ये वाला, you guys have learnt, and I think our generation was probably like a bridge generation for you guys. We were learning that that's not it, that can't be it. कि अच्छा अगर आपने मैन बनना है तो that means you have to be a badass, and being a badass does not mean that you have to be cruel or unkind or unempathetic or unsympathetic and not vulnerable. Now कभी कभी हमने वो लाइन बहुत ज्यादा कभी क्रॉस कर जाते हैं and into a different zone. What is your take on this gender toxicity that is happening around? Have you thought?
I feel like it is exactly how you called it, gender toxicity. I feel like, especially usually on the east side of the world, it's felt more so than on the west. वहां पे तो खैर अभी जेंडर डिस्कशन ही कुछ और शुरू हो गई है. The binary and the non-binary and all of that.
यहाँ पे भी हो गई है.
हाँ नहीं, लेकिन वहां पे तो खैर इम्प्लीमेंट हो रही है, वहां पे लेजिस्लेशंस पास हो रही है. यहाँ पे तो अभी तक
सुनने में आया यहाँ पे भी आज कुछ हुआ इस तरह
हुआ है. वो ट्विटर पे मैं देख रहा था कि ये ट्रांसजेंडर बिल नामंजूर
हो गए,
यानी कि वो ट्विटर पे यानी कि अवाम उसको वो कर रही थी ना. व्हेन यू ट्वीट समथिंग इनफ टाइम्स इट जस्ट बिकम्स अ ट्रेंड ऑन ट्विटर कि वो ज्यादातर लोग कह रहे हैं ट्रांसजेंडर बिल नामंजूर. आई मीन लाइक व्हाट्स द बिल नाउ? आई डोंट नो व्हाट द बिल इज, बट व्हाट कैन इट बी? क्या वो आपको आके ट्रांसजेंडर बनाएंगे? क्या करेंगे वो? लाइक वो प्रॉबेबली इसी तरह का होगा ना कि यार उनके ऊपर ज्यादा जुल्म ना करो, उनके राइट्स हैं, ट्रांसजेंडर पीपल हैव राइट्स, ट्रांसजेंडर राइट्स बिल नामंजूर, इस तरह की कोई थी. यार एवरी ह्यूमन
जिस चीज को आप राइट भी कह रहे हो उसको भी आप नामंजूर कर रहे हो.
यानी कि मेरी समझ में नहीं आता. मैं तो अगर कंपेयर करना चाहूं ना, तो मेरा दिल करता है कि मैं डिस्कस करूं कि जब मैं इस्तांबुल गया था ना, वहां पे जो एनिमल राइट्स है ना, वो देख के शर्म आती है, लिटरली शर्म आती है. Because what I felt over there, Starbucks के अंदर I went to have coffee and there's a dog laying down. इतना बड़ा कुत्ता मैंने जिंदगी में नहीं देखा अपनी. Full huge, like massive. He's just laying down, he's tagged in his ear and people are coming, going, they're petting him. He's sleeping, he's knocked out. पता नहीं वो कॉफी नहीं पीता शायद.
Probably.
Starbucks में क्यों लेटा हुआ था? पागल है.
पास में का maybe he's hangover. That's where you go. Hangover.
Yeah, I just realized कि यार कुछ लोग हमसे बहुत आगे हैं.
हाँ.
और इंसानियत उन्हीं माशरों में होती है जहां पे इक्वालिटी होती है हर किस्म की, जानवरों में भी और इंसानों में भी. इंसानों में पहले आ जाए तो बेहतर है, लेकिन अगर आप जानवरों में भी जानवरों के लिए भी अपने दिल में अच्छी ख्वाहिशात रखना शुरू कर दें, उनको प्यार करना शुरू कर दें, तो वो भी एक अच्छी चीज है. तो आई फील लाइक वेयर आई स्टैंड विद दिस इज कि जो भी हमारे मुल्क में हो रहा है, what the F is happening.
Okay.
सिर्फ यही कहा जाता है, और क्या, और बंदा क्या कहे.
But in terms of, if you were to explain to your younger self, कि यार, this is how I would now define masculinity, how would that be? For the, for the 14-year-old watching, or the 20-year-old watching, who's, maybe going through confusion. And I'm not saying they have a medical condition or not a medical condition. I'm just saying कि यार, उनके खानदान में उनको कहा जा रहा है कि यार, ये होती है मर्दानगी, कि मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, मर्द तो रोते नहीं है, boys don't cry, इस तरह की बातें. If you were to be talking to a 14-year-old Shahveer right now, and him asking you, Shahveer, tell me, what is masculinity? What would you say to him?
I would tell him, dude, masculinity is not what society tells you it is. It's a balance of different things.
Okay.
I feel like it is so that, yes, if it hurts you, you can cry, dude. It's fine. It's normal. It happens. Shit happens. Life goes on. Don't take it too hard. Move on.
Yeah.
But you gotta straighten up as well. You gotta take some responsibilities.
Nice.
You're gonna have a family one day. And the way things are, there's a high chance you're going to have to provide for the family. So just be ready for that responsibility. It's not that... Do you listen to Jordan Peterson, actually?
Bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces?
Yeah.
I don't 100% agree with him.
I don't as well.
But I'm 70% there. There's some things that I agree with him on.
I would be 51.
You'd be 51.
50-ish.
Siding with him, 51?
Yeah, मतलब कुछ चीजें make sense, कुछ चीजें वो थोड़ा सा फिर वो भी हो जाता है. Like you said, this is now his profession.
हाँ.
So the thing is, he obviously has to. वो feed भी करना पड़ता है ना. फिर आप stoicism पे चले जाते हो, फिर आप उन चीजों पे चले जाते हो जिसके अंदर आप, because this is something very very close, and I don't want to take too much of your time, but I feel कि हम लोग जिस तरीके से वो वाला concepts बेच रहे हैं ना, वो भी, like you said, कि none of these bloggers actually enjoy it. And I know a lot of international people जो कि कुछ चीजें इस तरह की कर रहे होते हैं, and then there's the counter revolution that is also happening. A lot of really cool blogs that are happening and talking about masculinity and talking about the newer sort of gender equality conversation that needs to be had. कि यार, eventually there is a human being at the end of it who has emotions, and all the emotions are same. They're not gender specific. Vulnerability, crying, jealousy, hatred, love, friendship, care, ये किसी age का emotion नहीं है, ये किसी gender का emotion नहीं है. I do have my reservations about trans rights and not rights and what, because आपके मुल्क में education नहीं है भाई सबसे पहले. तो आप जंपिंग द गन ना करें, 6 स्लाइडें ऊपर चले जाएंगे तो आप अपनी छठी जमात, पहली जमात आपने पढ़ी नहीं है, आपने 10वीं जमात का कोर्स ले लिया हुआ है कि जी हम ये वाला बिल अप्रूव करा देते हैं 10 बार, तो उसके अंदर जो जिसने पहली जमात ही नहीं पढ़ी हुई वो उसको कैसे यूज करेगा. सो टू मी, आई एम अ वेरी स्ट्रांग बिलीवर कि आपके मुल्क में एक स्टैंडर्ड एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम across the board होना पड़ेगा सबसे पहले.
Well, I have a very interesting question for you actually. Do you would you say ethics, being ethical and being educational is the same thing?
Not at all, man. Not at all.
Then what you just said, I don't completely agree with, because what I'll tell you is the transgender rights that we're speaking about, the bill that we're speaking about, that's about being ethical. That's not being about being educational.
I'm not talking about ethics and education in that way. I'm talking about, what I'm saying is कि देखो आपके मुल्क में बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो बहुत heinous crimes अभी commit करते हैं. और I'm assuming some of these conversations will go into that gray area where they will use this and become a part of that gray area of trans and go on to the other side where people don't know how to say no to them, because एक बंदा कह रहा है जी मेरा ये है जेंडर, आप उसको कह रहे हो नहीं भाई तेरा नहीं हो सकता ये जेंडर, बट अब उसके पास राइट्स हैं और अब वो वहां पे जाके बैठ रहा है. आप उसको नहीं रोक सकते बिकॉज उसके पास राइट्स हैं. अब उसको भी नहीं पता वो ये क्यों कर रहा है, बट उसके अब वो उश्किले आ गए. You know, and I'm not saying it is a bad thing. I'm just saying there's a process for everything. You know, you have to create that thing. I'm not 100% pro it. I'm not a pro 100% anti it. What I am saying is, you have to prepare for the ground that you want to play in. What if somebody uses it wrong? And the chances of that happening in an uneducated com are far more. मतलब US में भी कोई इतनी कोई खास एजुकेशन नहीं है, बट कनाडा में है, तो वहां पे उसकी यूटिलाइजेशन बिल्कुल फर्क है. So again, I think that's every area. Pakistan has so much to kind of deal with before we get to that conversation. इसलिए मैं सिर्फ masculinity की बात कर रहा था, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने जो masculinity के बारे में सीखा हुआ है वो अब evolve कर रहा है. उसके अंदर vulnerability is not a bad thing. Crying is not a bad thing. मर्द को दर्द होता है. Boys do cry. Boys don't make the women cry. Boys don't make girls cry. Those are things that we haven't spoken of yet enough. I think that is what I was hoping. Okay, you know, you would tell your younger self, okay, respect your wife. Respect the girls. Because you love your mother. Every girl is something. And she is somebody. More importantly. तो वो वाली conversation पहले होगी, तो फिर बाद में the gray areas and the other areas will come into play in terms of conversation.
I feel like something that you just mentioned was about double standards and hypocrisy. So what can you say about that? You know,
living embodiment of it.
All of us, right? I feel like if there's one thing that I wished upon the people, my people of this country, I just wish upon them acceptance. Like अल्लाह मियाँ किसी तरह यूं करें और हर बंदा एक्सेप्टिंग हो जाए, दूसरों की फीलिंग्स के लिए, दूसरों की नीड्स के लिए, दूसरों की वांट्स के लिए, दूसरों के लिए इन जनरल. आप किसी को जज ना करो. डोंट जज एनीबडी. यू डोंट नो व्हाट दे आर गोइंग थ्रू. यू डोंट नो व्हाट दे फील लाइक. यू डोंट नो व्हाट पीपल. आई फील लाइक पीपल जज people too much before, and only if they're accepting of another person's belief. Again, you know, belief, there's something known as a subjective truth and an objective truth. A subjective truth is something that is only true to you. For example, let's say X is Christian, Y is Muslim. Christian किसी मुसलमान को convince नहीं कर सकता कि वो Christianity सही है, और मुसलमान objectively किसी क्रिश्चियन को ये कन्विंस नहीं कर सकता कि इस्लाम ठीक है. दोनों की सब्जेक्टिव फीलिंग्स है बिलीफ को लेके. हम बिलीव करते हैं अल्लाह एक है, हिंदूज बिलीव करते हैं हजारों खुदा हैं, सही है. तो हम एक दूसरे को कन्विंस नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन कोई चीजें होती हैं ऑब्जेक्टिवली ट्रू. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ग्रेविटी एग्जिस्ट. आप ऊपर से छलांग मारेंगे, आपकी टांगें टूटेंगी. इट्स ट्रू वेदर और नॉट यू बिलीव इन इट. सो जो सब्जेक्टिव ट्रूथ है ना, जो बिलीफ है, हमारा बिलीफ है, हमारे क्रिश्चियनिटी भाइयों का बिलीफ है, अहमदीज का कुछ बिलीफ है. आई फील लाइक बीइंग एक्सेप्टिंग ऑफ एवरीबॉडीज बिलीफ सिस्टम इज नीडेड. जस्ट लेट एवरीबॉडी लिव इन पीस. सबको भाइयों की तरह ट्रीट करो. यू डोंट हैव, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि अगर कोई मुसलमान नहीं है तो उससे बात नहीं करनी चाहिए. फॉर श्योर ये गलत माइंडसेट है. बिल्कुल. क्योंकि कनाडा जाके सारे मुसलमान जो आते हैं ना, वो फिर डिनर्स करते हैं क्रिश्चियंस की प्लेट्स में, जाके खाना भी खाते हैं. ऑब्वियसली यहाँ पे आई थिंक वो एक अलग, तो हमारा एक इट्स अ पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ हू वी आर. एंड अगेन एजुकेशन, अगेन वही वाली एजुकेशन का मतलब इनहेरेंट एजुकेशन है जो आपके दिल से आती है. वो वाली एजुकेशन नहीं है जो आपको बाहर से मिलती है. तरबियत की बात करूं, तालीम की बात नहीं कर रहा. सो in terms of other projects that you are now working on, what is the current situation? वो क्या क्या है? Look at that segue. ये मुनीब भाई जो है ना, कमाल. You know, funny because I was speaking to a director recently, and there's this story that my good friend Zaid and I basically manufactured this really, really, really amazing comedic thriller जो कि transgenders के बारे में. I swear it's the funniest thing ever. You like, if it actually matures enough and becomes a film one day, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's amazing. Is it not going to? Who's gonna fund it? I will.
Make it happen. Let's
इसलिए
do
तो
it.
मैं इस podcast पे आया था.
ये चीज
Welcome on board.
Let's do it. मतलब I'll have to go through it. Your pitch.
हाथ मिल चुका है.
हाथ तो हमारे मिलते रहेंगे. हाथ तो क्या? But the thing is, I'm dude. You know what? I will be very honest. I met another friend of mine, and she was also saying कि यार फिल्म बनानी है. I was like, क्या रोक रहा है? पैसे नहीं है. I was like, काम शुरू करने के लिए तो पैसे नहीं चाहिए होते.
Funny, I was speaking to Fahad bhai, Fahad Mustafa. I was doing an ad with him. Yeah, luckily, I don't know how. उन्होंने मुझे बिठाया. मैं Fahad भाई, मैं सेंटर में और यहाँ पे आहद रजा मीर.
हाँ.
और मैं पहली दफा दोनों से मिल रहा हूँ और वो दोनों एक दूसरे के बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स हैं और मैं दोनों को नहीं जानता. इमेजिन करें, मैं यूं करके बैठा हूँ फ्लाइट के अंदर. 3.5 घंटे की फ्लाइट है, लेकिन फहद भाई वेरी नाइस गाय. फहद भाई से मेरी बात हो रही थी. फहद भाई कहते हैं, शावीर, डू यू नो देयर 26 फिल्म्स शेल्व्ड इन पाकिस्तान, ready to be launched. We don't have enough screens. I was like, Fahad bhai, what are you talking about? He's like, exactly. Nobody knows this, but it's the truth. We don't actually have enough screens to make enough money. So producers don't put money into films because वो कहते हैं कि यार पैसा निकाल तो देंगे, बनेगा कैसे वापस. तो ये प्रॉब्लम है. That is what's stopping.
I'll tell you, you can't think of a problem when you want to do something. You have to think of a solution. And like I was saying, काम शुरू करने के लिए ना, if you start looking at a problem, you're looking at the opposite direction of the solution. Start thinking what your potential is. यार इतनी सारी दुनिया में इतनी एवोल्यूशन हो चुकी है. आप लोग especially, you know, the younger lot, when you say this is a constraint, then I'm honestly saying that things have started getting to you. And
क्या करें
I'll बैठते हैं आराम से and let's sort it out, because you know what, a feature is not the only solution to a film.
I know that. Okay, I know that. I've thought of that as well. Netflix doesn't pick up shows from Pakistan. That's also a fact.
खैर है, और भी है.
कौन है?
Z Prime है, ये है, वो है, XYZ है, Z है. चलो मतलब in the sense, I will connect you with people tomorrow.
Okay.
But the thing is, they will ask you, अच्छा, where is your manuscript? Where is this? Where is the pitch? What ta.
सारा यहाँ
पे कुछ नहीं. ये जो कचरा होती है ना हमारे बच्चों के, हमारे नहीं obviously I worth Jack. And you of all the people,
I know that.
If I was saying कि यार मैंने podcast करना 2 साल पहले आपकी मेरी बात हुई थी, 2-2.5 साल पहले.
Yeah.
ठीक है, now we're actually sitting down and doing it.
Yeah.
Right? उस वक्त आइडिया था, उस वक्त conversational points भी इतने सारे थे, उस वक्त इतना सारा कुछ पक रहा था, but नहीं हुआ.
Yeah.
आज हुआ है तो वो podcast हुआ है.
No, Munib bhai, like this is my dream and I will make it happen one way or the other. Things are not getting.
There we go. That's all you need to say.
Strategizing myself in a way where I don't burn out before time. And everybody keeps telling me that, dude, you're in Pakistan, you're going to burn out. You're in Pakistan, you don't know how market goes. I'm like, I know that. I know everything. I know, but I take up the challenge. And inshallah, I'll do it. I mean, dude, that's the reason why I'm here in the first place. I mean, like, I don't believe in backup plans. I don't keep backup plans. I'm of the thought कि जब आप कहीं पे जाते हो, burn your boats to before you move on, because when you have a backup plan, you keep thinking of ways not to succeed. And
if you have a plan B,
yeah,
that's your plan A. Basically,
horrible idea. Yeah,
plan B is your plan A.
Don't have to.
Yeah. So the thing is कि अच्छा ये तो हो गया, अभी स्क्रिप्ट लिख रहे हो, बट अभी करंटली और वो भी कुछ लिखा नहीं है. मैं मेरे पास हर फिल्म मेकर बच्चा आता है ना, सर फिल्म का आइडिया है, मैं यार मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट भेज दो, नहीं है. साइनॉप्सिस भेज दो, नहीं है. सर मीटिंग कर लेते हैं, मैं आपको बताऊंगा. अबे मैं कोई और मतलब एक तो मैं बैठ रहा हूँ, आई एम रेडी टू रीड द शीट, मतलब आई हैव फ्रेंड्स, मतलब हो सकता है they may or may not result in money, but what it will do is you will have taken the first step that you need to take.
Yeah.
After this, let it materialize.
Yeah.
Material things. What is written shall be done.
Shall be.
ठीक है, will be.
Yeah.
What is written shall be done.
Yeah.
What is not written will not be done, because the graveyard is full of empty ideas, man. It's full of billions and billions of ideas, people who did not do jack. So and I very strongly believe if you've got an idea, then it becomes your responsibility. do it.
Yeah.
कैसे करना है, that is also your responsibility. If you say कि यार उसकी वजह से मेरा काम नहीं होता है, तो you've lost it. But what are you working on currently that is concrete-ish in terms of podcast, in terms of your show, in terms of content? What is happening?
I strategize my life into multiple different steps. I realized that the main source of income that I had, I was dependent on vlogging. As soon as I moved away from it, I realized straight away that I need to find something to do, क्योंकि vlogging जो है वो मैं passion के लिए अब कर नहीं पा रहा, मुझे मजा नहीं आ रहा, तो I can't do that. So I started looking at other sources of incomes, hence the business. I started settling for this clothing business, started working on it. Alhamdulillah, we have grown to the point where we have a team of 7 individuals, a small office space, a nice yard where we keep up all of our stuff, and alhamdulillah, we're doing good in terms of sales. Number 2 is I'm opening up a restaurant.
Nice.
Number 3, क्या हो गया? Sorry, मुझे भी ये इनका पीछे
कौन सा रेस्टोरेंट कहाँ पे, मुझे भी बताओ.
In Canada with my brother.
Yes, the Burger King.
Yes. We're bringing into Pakistan as well, but
I'm game.
first we gotta start. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you told me. I'm a big fan of sushi. Alhamdulillah, you have that in your pocket.
That sorted. The burger we'll do together.
We'll do together. Okay. Number 3, the reason why I'm setting up all of these businesses is so that one day I have enough money to make a film of my own.
There you go.
Swear to God, I don't have any other plans in my life. I came here to become a filmmaker. I won't leave until I am one.
Will you leave after becoming a filmmaker?
एक हो जाए ना, जैसे एक release हुई first day, okay, Allah Hafiz, gone, Maldives, the rest of my life. They're a beautiful place, by the way. If you haven't been, go there.
You'll be broke. So, Maldives वाले बुला रहे तो पहुंच जाएंगे, वरना
मैंने यार इतने कमीने हैं, मैंने सबको मैसेज किया Maldives में. There are more than 1,000 islands in Maldives. I probably reached out to 800 of those islands. मैंने सबको कहा, मैंने कहा यार मैं vlog बना देता हूँ, मैं sponsor post डाल देता हूँ, मैं ये कर देता हूँ, वो कर देता हूँ, मुझे स्पॉन्सर कर लो प्लीज. 5-6 दिन के लिए मैं हनीमून पे जाना चाह रहा था मालदीव्स ना. उनको पता है ये तो आएगा यहाँ पे, इसने आना ही यहाँ पे, जाएगा कहाँ, हम लोग बेस्ट है, उनको पता है. So if don't negotiate, don't lowball. So yeah, they don't lowball, they don't negotiate with you.
So that's a big lesson right there. Know your worth.
Know your worth. Yeah,
know your worth.
That's true.
So acha, so currently
setting up these businesses. Apart from these businesses, जो gigs मुझे आ रही हैं वो आ रही हैं. I am alhamdulillah doing multiple ads per year now. Alhamdulillah, I am still active on social media. I am more so active on Instagram than I am on YouTube. Then I do this podcast show. If you were to schedule my day, apart from Sunday, I don't take anything off.
Nice.
Yeah.
Last question: if you were given a do-over in life, anything that you have done that you could redo, would you have anything?
No. My dad we'll close with this, but my dad always feels, okay, I shouldn't say feels guilty, but my dad feels like, you know, उनके पास उन्होंने, मैं बहुत यंग एज से काम कर रहा हूँ ना, तो उनको कभी कभी बुरा लगता है कि यार तुम इतने यंग नहीं होने चाहिए थे कि तुम, like I wish I could take you out of that scenario. And I said, the best thing that has happened to me is the fact that I started working at the age of 14. अगर मैं उस वक्त straighten up ना होता ना, शायद मैं आज यहाँ ना होता. So I thank my parents and I thank for all the opportunities that I've gotten because of the lack of money that we had.
एक आखिरी सवाल आ गया.
Yes.
Because that was a good note, but एक आखिरी सवाल ये है. Physical looks, insecurity wise, everybody gets hit once in a while.
Yeah.
Have you gotten that hit?
Yeah. मेरी बीवी मुझे कहती है तुम्हारा पेट निकल रहा है.
Okay.
हाँ. मेरी माँ और मेरी सासू माँ कहती है मोटे लड़के क्यूट लगते हैं.
How do you?
आपको देख के नहीं कहा कैसे? I swear, bro. No, don't take it too hard. No, I'm just saying that, you know, difference of opinion. Like, so much difference between that generation and this generation. Everybody wants to be fit now, including myself.
Yeah.
I realize I have a little bit of a tummy, but it's gonna go. It's going.
It's going.
I saw you. I swear to God. You know when I said you inspire me, you do. With everything, and this journey that you undertook, physical transformation, dude, you're literally better than John Abraham. I saw the other day. I was like,
Wow. Well, of all the people I could be compared to, yeah, that's cool.
just not the height, but everything else, you're A-okay.
I am, alhamdulillah, yes. But he can add.
No, bro.
God's been kind. God's been very, very kind.
You've been working really hard.
I have. I've been allowed to work really, really hard.
Allah ने आपको इतनी motivation और इतना inspiration दी कि आप रोज
You know what would you say to, again, yourself, a younger self or an older self or somebody else who is self-doubting their physical appearance? What all should they be doing? क्योंकि you know कुछ लोगों के तो चलो पेट तो manageable part होता है, बाल गिर गए, नाक ऐसा हो गया, ये हो गया, वो हो गया, because we had a friend talking about liposuction, we had a friend talking about hair implants and this and that and stuff like that. So do you think it's okay, and do you think how much is okay, how much is not okay?
I feel like making permanent changes to your body is something that I'm not a big proponent of.
Okay.
However, that being said, I feel like looking good is a want for a human being. Everybody wants to look good. Like there's no, like I have makeup on right now, not because I like putting on makeup, but because I had a allergic reaction in the morning. Puri meri skin pe dane nikal aaye, I wanted to cover it up. Is it that I like putting makeup on? No, I wanted to look good. I wanted to be presentable. So I feel like physical fitness, being physically fit, is important. I feel like that should be a need.
Yeah.
I don't think people should have tummies. Big tummies. I feel like people should be fitter. Now, maybe you take inspiration from this. But, you know, I feel like when you get a chance, and some people are really happy, by the way. I'll tell you what. हर बंदा इस तरह नहीं सोचता.
Fitness and health are not the same things.
हर बंदा इस तरह नहीं सोचता. मेरा एक दोस्त है, बहुत अच्छा दोस्त है. He loves being chubby. He's not chubby, he's fat. And he goes like, any girl that loves me with the pit will love me forever. Like, I dig that. I think he's jolly, he's happy, he's loving, he's caring, he's hardworking. He doesn't care about that. There's a comedian by the name of Fluffy. बहुत मोटा Spanish dude है. बहुत heavy, बहुत ज़्यादा. Like extremely obese times 2.
Okay.
He's crazy fat. He said कि somebody came up to me and said कि you should be happy, you should be fitter. कहता जब मैं fit हो जाऊँगा वो क्या होगा? कहता you'll be happier. कहता I'm happy now. Fuck off.
That's basically it.
Can I eat tacos can I eat tacos in my fitness? कहता no. कहता then I won't be happy. I want to eat my tacos.
You can eat tacos, man. You can eat whatever. You can eat your biryanis, you can eat your naharis. You just need to figure out what. See, the thing is, that is actually the thing. You need to just be happy by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. This was awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Munib bhai. Thank you so much for having me.
I look forward to seeing a lot of stuff from you because, you know, I have said to a lot of people that this boy is the future.
Oh, thank you so much.
So, of everything else, तेरी अपनी expectation अपनी से, I have a lot of them from you. So please make me proud, man.
I will.
I am proud of you already.
I'll never let you down.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care, man.
Thank
Good luck. Office.